gotten molecular information be going over Joe Biden's COVID-19 vaccination. So he did say in December that during his presidency he will get 100 million vaccinations in the first 100 days, which by the first day of his presidency, 100 days will mean by about May or so. But he did already reach more than 100 million vaccinations in mid-March. So on December 8th, Biden pledged to get 100 million vaccinations into the arms of Americans in the first 100 days, a goal considered many lofty given the half-work federal response he had inherited and the fact that no vaccine had been authorized in the use in time. The 100-day goal meant the Biden administration needed to administer 1 million doses a day compared with the roughly 16.5 million Americans who were inoculated by the time Biden became president on January 20th. The U.S. fell short of the target set by the Trump administration to vaccine 20 million people by the end of 2020, according to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. Biden, in his speech January, introducing his $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief package, which was going to send $1,400 bills for 6 months to people making under $150,000 per year. Per person. Biden's senior advisor for COVID-19 response called the 100 million goal a floor, not a ceiling. Biden is now set to blow past his 100 million shot goal and said the U.S. is on track to have enough vaccinations and shots available to inoculate every American by July. Last week, the U.S. administered a 7-day average of 1.7 million doses a day, up from less than 1 million doses a day in mid-January. The White House announced Tuesday that the number is increasing to more than 1.9 this week. So, he's supposed to vaccinate about 1 million people daily, but he's vaccinating about 2 million people daily, and he's reached his halfway point. And this is really well because, so Johnson & Johnson whose vaccine has yet to be approved by the Food and Drug Administration for emergency use. It may take till June, July, and August to finally get everybody vaccinated, he told CNN Tuesday. So when you hear how long it's going to take to get the overwhelming proportion of the population vaccinated, I don't think anybody disagrees that it's going to be well into the end of summer and we get into early fall. Fauci said demand for the vaccine still far outweighs the supply, which has led to some vaccination sites across the country to temporarily close or cancel appointments because of the shortage of doses. So let's just go over how many people are vaccinated. So over 107 million people have been vaccinated, vaccine shots in the first 100 days. And it's been only about 50 days. So vaccinates in U.S. adults by May 1st. So all adults in the U.S. will be eligible to have the vaccine by May 1st. Biden said that's much earlier than expected. Biden clarified that adults won't be able to get the vaccine right away, but they will at least be able to get in line. As of Thursday, the U.S. has given at least one dose to the vaccine of 64 million people and 33 million people fully vaccinated. Currently, the U.S. is administering roughly 2.2 million doses of vaccine daily. If that rate doesn't improve at all, the U.S. could fully vaccinate 130 million to 140 million Americans by May 1st. That's more than half of the nearly 260 million adults today. So even before Biden's promised date, the majority of adults in America would be vaccinated. So I do think that it is coming close. And Fauci did actually warn us about a COVID-19 case surge in European COVID-19 cases, saying warns U.S. see surge upon surge of the COVID-19 following the holidays. So I do think that it's slowly becoming something that points to the COVID surge in Europe as warning against lifting U.S. restrictions right now. Loosen coronavirus restrictions until daily new cases fall below 10,000. Let's look at the U.S. daily COVID-19 cases and deaths. So on average, if you look at this, you see cases have been dropping since the 25th of February. There were 71,000 cases daily. Now we're sitting at 62,000. So at one point it was about 73, 74,000. Now we're sitting at around 52,000, 41,000, 62,000. So you just look at this. You look at this huge spike. So this is when the COVID-19 pandemic started. And we need under 10,000 cases. And now we're sitting at around 60,000. At one point, we had 400,000 cases in December. On December 20th, we had 4,000 cases in one day, which is crazy. 201,000 this day, 402,000 on the 20th. So you see, we had a huge surge, and now because of the vaccinations, we're just dropping down to this very end point. This is as of February 23rd, 2021. So I do think that very soon, Texas has lifted its mask mandate too early. So let's track the COVID-19 pandemic currently. So totally there's about almost 30 million cases and 536,000 deaths. So you look at daily cases per county. So if you look at a few counties here, they're mostly in light orange, but you do have 400,000. So you have a darker counties which are receiving. In New York, you got a lot darker. So, if you look, you have California, Texas, Florida, New York, Illinois, and Georgia. In Texas, you got a bit of that dark red. So I do think that this is a good sign that and the U.S. has passed the United States, and I think the United States is doing a lot better than other countries helping COVID-19. And I definitely think that Joe Biden's response to COVID-19 was a lot better than Donald Trump's, and I definitely do think that Joe Biden has a better response to COVID-19, and it's just working a lot better than Donald Trump because he didn't have a very, plan stated to stop this virus. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.